Hello again, guys, it's Chris. From mysterious and romantic tunnels to amazing landscapes, here are 11 unbelievable places that actually exist. Number 11. HETACHI Seaside Park. Japan is known for a lot of things, including being one of the top technological countries in the world. So it might surprise you that it starts off my list for a flower park of all places. HETACHI Seaside Park is located just outside Hibadaki City, and it spans a very impressive 190 hectares. The park is known for its flowers. Flowers are always in bloom in one form or another, and given how the weather works, that's very impressive. What's more, it's different flowers that bloom throughout the year, making the park a treat to come to multiple times as the months pass. For example, the main flower of the park is the baby blue eyes. In the fall, about 4.5 million of these flowers come into bloom in this park, and as you can guess, it's rather beautiful. Plus, if you have kids, there's a small amusement park that they can go to while you and your spouse walk the trails and enjoy the many flowers. Number 10. Tunnel of Love. Now, you might hear the name Tunnel of Love and think it's the classic amusement park ride. Well, it's not. In fact, water has nothing to do with this interesting attraction. Rather, it has to do with trains, for in the Ukraine near the town of Klevin, there is a 1.8-mile-long train tunnel that is a wonderful combination of man and nature. Combined, they form a visual wonder that's known as the Tunnel of Love. So, how did this thing form? Well, as noted, both man and nature had a part in it. The tunnel itself is active to this day, and it's part of a system that delivers wood to a factory 3 times a day. This frequency helped shape the tunnel to what you see now. As for the rest, that's nature working its beauty. Needless to say, it's a popular tourist attraction in the Ukraine, and legends have built up about the power it has when couples come to it. In fact, many take wedding pictures in the tunnel because it's believed the tunnel will grant them wishes if their love is pure. Number 9. Mount HETACHI. South America may be known for its rainforests and rivers because of the Amazon, but it's got quite a few mountains and mountain ranges. And one of the most unbelievable of them is called Mount HETACHI. This mountain is located between Brazil, Venezuela, and Guyana, and is actually one of the oldest rock formations on Earth. Adding to the intrigue, the mountain is flat on its top, which is very rare when you consider what most mountains look like. Another interesting fact is that the mountain itself is 9 miles long. One mountain. The way nature plays with the mountain has attracted many across the world. It has waterfalls because of the consistent rain, and it's home to rare plants. And the journey to get to the top of the mountain isn't easy, yet people don't seem to mind as they keep coming to it. Oh, and if you see some pretty flowers on the mountain, don't take them. It's illegal. You've been warned. Before we get to number 8, if you're new here, I just want to say hi. Be sure to subscribe before you leave. Also, let me know which one of these places you'd like to visit in the comments below. And here it is, number 8, Black Forest. If you're looking for a rather majestic place to go to in Germany, you definitely should consider going to the Black Forest. This particular forest is located in Baden-Württemberg, a town that's definitely worth the price of admission in and of itself. But the forest, well, that's something special. People who go there go to experience the wonder of it, for it seems to be a very literal fairy tale forest. From the trees to the lighting, and even the paths that you'll take all over it, there's a lot to enjoy and explore. In fact, some of the oldest footpaths ever made can be found in the Black Forest. And if you were to put all the footpaths together, they would extend over 23,000 kilometers. That's a ton. It is just a wonder to see how a natural beauty can still be here after so long without being corrupted by the influence of man. Number 7. ALGARVE Cave. The ocean has a lot of power, and people learn to respect that power, but they also appreciate what that power creates, such as Algarve Cave in Portugal. This cave is known as Cut Cave, meaning that it was literally cut from stone by the ocean's waves. And when I say literally, I mean very literally. After all, because of how the cave is positioned itself, it's constantly facing wave hits. Yet despite all that, the cave is known to be very beautiful. And as you can see from the pictures here, the coloring and shape of the rocks is proof of just how wondrous nature can be when it's unintentionally creating something. Tourists love to come to this spot and observe the formation, as well as see how the waters interact with it and even how the sun plays through the holes in the formation. So pretty. Number 6. Bryce Canyon National Park. In the United States, we do love our national parks. And while the Grand Canyon stands out as an unbelievable place in and of itself, we're going to take a trip to Utah instead to show you the Bryce Canyon National Park. Take a look at these formations. How do you think something like that's formed? You give up? It's actually because of steam and frost erosion. An odd pairing, don't you think? But it's true. Years of this have caused the park to look exactly like it does now. Those amphitheaters, as they're called, are also referred to as hoodoos. But more than that, the Bryce Canyon just looks like one of those natural wonders that you can't see just anywhere. And we're just showing you pictures of them. Imagine how big they are when you actually go to the park itself. Number 5. Spiderweb trees. Full disclosure, I hate spiders. I hate everything about them. But I must admit that they can be pretty creative when they need to be, as they proved in Pakistan in 2010. You might have seen areas similar to this, but basically, a heavy monsoon made it so the grounds of Pakistan were incredibly damp and flooded. As such, spiders needed a new place to live, so they looked up and went into the trees. End of story, right? Well, no. You see, because the water was slow to recede, they made their homes in all the trees they were housed on. In the end, Pakistan got trees that were completely cocooned in spiderwebs. So incredible was this, when people started sharing photos of these cocooned trees, no one believed them. It took National Geographic to convince them it was true. And this isn't the only place it's happened, guys. It's happened in the US, Australia, and more. Number 4. Fly geyser. When I say the word geyser, what do you think of? Maybe people think of Old Faithful, but I want to introduce you to another cool one called Fly Geyser. You might be able to define this place as a happy accident of sorts. You see, in Washoe County, Nevada, some people decided to go to this mound in order to find some geothermal energy back in 1962. However, something wasn't done right or the like, and because of it, geysers started shooting out of the mound. What's more, it does so in 6 different places, and it's done quite frequently. As if that wasn't enough, the place surrounding the mound is gorgeous. It looks like something out of a fantasy book. The color of the mound is elegant due to both minerals and bacteria. There are lakes around the mounds that are created by the geysers. And then the greenery around, well, that's majestic too. It's a beautiful spot. And it also happens to be private property, so you can't go there without permission, okay? Number 3. SAHGAHNO Bamboo Forest. If you are looking for a place you can visit, though, and see something amazing, consider heading to Japan to experience the wonder of SAHGAHNO Bamboo Forest. This park is one of the most revered places in all of Japan, especially because the bamboo itself is all natural. It was not grown by man. Yes, man helped carve the paths that you can walk on through the forest, but the forest itself is unassisted. Just look at the height of those bamboo trees. They're massive. But what might be even cooler is that when it's a windy day, a very interesting sound echoes through the forest, one that leaves many in awe and wonder. And what's that sound? No spoilers. You gotta go to the forest and hear it for yourself. Number 2. Enchanted River. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Ooh, an enchanted river. This must be good. Trust me, though. This enchanted river, it lives up to the hype. Located in the Philippines, the Hinatuan River, which, yes, is actually called the Enchanted River by locals, is a great source of pride, but also a great source of mystery. Let's start with the former. This river is clean. By that I mean there are no pollutants, trash, or obstructions that hide the beauty of this river. In fact, people have often claimed that pictures of the river are fake because it's so clean, but it's no joke. Also, it's deep, like very deep. It holds a lot of fish life. Now, are you ready for the mystery part? There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in the river. For example, despite there being fish in it, no one can seem to catch any. Fishermen have tried for years by various methods to catch fish in this river, but they can't. Some have even left nets overnight, and when they've returned, the nets were in trees. Other reports noted that any time obstructions like rocks were found in the river, they were gone the very next day before people could even try and remove it themselves. One guy tried to measure the riverbed and couldn't reach the bottom. Oh, and there are apparently females in the water that turn into fireflies when they come out, I'm just saying. But perhaps most mysterious of all is the hymn. You see, every day, anyone who comes to the river to swim or hang out is asked to leave the waters alone so the fish can be fed. When they're out, Hinatwin hymn is sung, and the fish arrive right after that. That's convenient timing. Still though, the crystal clear waters give a sight into unparalleled beauty, which is why many go to the Enchanted River. Number 1. Glowing shores. Let's stick with really cool bodies of water and head to the shores of Vadhu, which is located in the Maldives. If you go to the shores of this place at night, you're in for a big treat. Why? Well, because the shoreline literally glows at night. Take a look at these pictures. Do they seem fake to you? Because they're not, and I can prove it. You see, on the shoreline and in the water to an extent is a plankton that has an ability called bioluminescence. What this means is that it can glow on its own in the right circumstances, such as when the water rushes it onto the sandy shore at night. The effect really does speak for itself, don't you think? And so it shouldn't be a surprise that this is not only a popular tourist destination, but also it's the top of my list. Thanks for watching, guys. Have you ever heard of these places before? Do you want to go to any of them now? Let me know in the comments. And be sure to subscribe before you leave so I can see you next time on World List.